afternoon. Welcome to Reeling Films. John, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, dude. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm super excited because we're going to talk about Dear David, but as well, I do want to mention that there's another film that you got to direct, and it was for me an endearing, amazing musical. That's Anna and the Apocalypse. I gotta say that was my favorite film of that year. So I gotta
Oh,
say, having
thanks.
the honor to interview you is amazing.
Oh no, thanks, dude. That's really sweet of you. Like, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
No, no, yeah. The thing is that I I I really do love the fact that when directors want to bring like very unique stories or like unique ideas is is just a refresher for cinema. So going on that note, what got you to direct Dear David?
Well, funny enough, Nathan Carew, who was the producer on *And the Apocalypse*, he'd been working with Buzzfeed on a couple of projects, and they were looking for a director for *Dear David*. And he'd said to me like, "Why don't you come and pitch for this over at Buzzfeed?" And obviously, like, I got the script, and I was like, "Oh, I know this story. Like, I remember this in 2000. Like, and because I remember following the Twitter thread myself, and everything that was going on with it. So I was like, oh no, I'm totally into this. But it was the character of Adam Ellis. Like, I really like Adam. Like, as an online presence, I think he's brilliant. I think he's funny, in your face, sarcastic, cynical. Like, he's a very fun character. And I thought, oh, bringing that to life on screen and making him your protagonist, well, that'll be a lot of fun because he could divide a room, and his personality and how he is. And I thought that's unique. I really would like to sort of tell that story.
That's amazing. So being the fact that you got to follow this thread, how does it feel that you directed something that you got to follow a couple of years back?
Oh no, it was great. Like, there's just certain things where, like, I'm a very visual person, so whenever I read it, like, things, just pictures pop in my head, and it was like, so the opportunity to go back and go like what those sort of first pictures were in my head of of being trapped in like a bed with this kid at the end of it, like all of that, I was like, oh, that'll be a lot of fun. Um, I suffer from sleep psychosis myself. It's not like proper, it's not sleep paralysis like this where I'm wide awake and I can't move. It's mostly like in my, like, I'm sort of in between being awake and still dreaming, and it always feels like a pressure and I can't breathe, and usually I'm like screaming out but I can't. But in reality I'm lying there going so so there's a certain like fear of that, like that happening again. And I'm like, oh, I like to really play into that and bring that to life. That was something I was really, really excited about, and something that I'd been thinking about since 2017. So yeah.
That's wow, great. So John, wanted to ask, were there any difficulties or challenges to film?
There's always difficulties, always challenges. I mean, never have enough time and never have enough money. It doesn't matter what you're making, you never have enough time, never have enough money. And that goes from like a short film all the way up to this. Like, but I was extremely lucky that I had like an incredible crew. A crew who like that worked so hard, so tirelessly, that were so creative, inventive, and just lovely, lovely people to be around. So like, even on the most difficult day, like, everybody would be pushing through and all together for this project. And the same with the cast. Like, I had so much fun with this cast. Like, they were just lovely people, really good people, amazing pros that just come in. And again, that gave a lot for the film, as in like a lot of creativity. They put a lot into it. So yeah, so like, even on the most difficult days, it was a joy.
Okay. So is there like a moment in the film that till this day it either scares you or it brings you joy that you got to make it happen?
There's a section in it where he's sort of like, I wanted it to kind of feel like a quick time event in a computer game, like, where he's sort of like, moving through things and stuff. And it was like, obviously I had to sort of like block all that out in my head and spacing and things like that. But it's like when he breaks the glass and starts dumping it over him, and he's like and Augustus really went for this, like really went for it, and he's crying and screaming, and like it's that even still when I see it on screen, it kind of gives me a little bit of goosebumps because how much went into it, but also how much he put into it, and like and as I say, how much it came across on screen. Because I had him on like a snorri cam rig as well, where he's moving about with this huge like red raptor like attached to him as he's moving about, and it was insane. But it was so much fun, as I say, to sort of do. And again, it's his performance in it. I thought, ooh, I really like that.
Okay, that's amazing, John. So, John, my final question would be, what would you describe Dear David in one word?
Weird.
Oh God. So John, when can the people expect this film to be live like that they can sit down and watch it?
October 13th, it comes out on demand in select theaters.
And that yes. So for all of my audience out there, October 13th is the day to see Dear David. Like that, you guys can be afraid of looking into your emails and much more. John, thank you for giving us the time to talk about the film, and so excited for everybody to watch it.
No, thank you, John. Thanks for doing this interview, and thanks for trying to raise awareness for the film. That's absolutely class of you. Thank you.
No, no, thank you. So I will see you in the next one.